Welcome. It's been a long time. Oh, I have a kid running above me. Go figure. Um, it's been a very long time since I have done a video. I think I'm at like 6 weeks or so because of health issues. I have been trying to keep you guys up to date on what's going on. Oh, maybe I should turn my own volume down so I can look at the chat. And so basically, I wanted to do just a nice simple video, something that I could explain easily. Um, so that's why I picked today's video. It's nothing that's hard, but if you don't do it just right, then it doesn't work. And that's the rubber coated gloves for grooming with the little nubbies on them. Let me get my chat set up here because for some reason it's not showing up. There we go. So, don't mind my lip gloss. So I wanted to go ahead and just start with the gloves, let you know my kind of experimenting that I did with them, and then show you how to truly make them. Nothing complicated. These are gloves from the dollar store, and yeah, they're $1. I did just realize in my head, I forgot to say, hey, I'm the cat toy lady, because that's my intro, that's what I do. And so yes, the gloves, I spent the morning experimenting with grooming the cats because it's officially yesterday was the first day of spring, and my cats apparently know it. Their fur is just going everywhere, and I even have it like stuck to my lips right now. Cat lady. Imagine that. And so yes, dollar store gloves. These are, they call them touchscreen gloves because they're just thin gloves, but they have the little nubs on the top. They don't have to be the thin gloves. It's just I got dollar store gloves. They have gardening gloves too that have their own little nubbies, but those nubbies are almost a little too small for what I'm going for. And hello, Linda. Thank you for joining today. So what I did is I took the regular gloves this morning and I started grooming my cats. Just trying to see what stuck to them, what didn't, because the purpose is not to use a harsh brush. My 15-year-old has, muscle that's breaking down some. She's a little bonier, even though she's still her regular weight. Things are just shifting as she's getting older. She is 15. And for the purpose of this, I cleaned off the gloves after doing my initial testing so I could show you what was actually picked up by the gloves. And so this is all the hair. I'm going to try to get to where you can actually see it. There we go. There's barely any hair on here. But that was just the glove by itself, rubbing it across the cat 3 times. Then I tried with my nubbies. And hello, Miss Brenda. I tried with the nubbies, and you can see how much fur really picked up on the nubbies. And I did an experiment on here of ways to put the little glue dots on. They peel off really easily if you don't do the technique that I'm going to show you. You can't just put dots on and expect them to stay on. You can kind of see in between here, they're just dangling. But like the ones on the fingers up here aren't budging. And that was the trick to it. And the hot glue or cool glue, nubbies really, really hold fur. And this was just 3 passes. Let's see if you can really, that was just 3 passes on the cat. And it picked up that much fur compared to the other glove. So I figured I would show you the technique that I figured out, because I did lots of different styles trying to figure out if they needed to be taller or wider or what really needed to happen with the glue to be able to make the fur stick to it. And we will start by opening our gloves and just kind of letting them lie flat. Do not put your hand inside to do this. The hot glue can seep through and burn yourself. Just a disclaimer there. Don't put the glove on your hand to do this. Sometimes what some of us think is common sense isn't always common sense to everyone else. So, oh, I have it set to high right now. I don't really need that. So what I'm doing, and I'll kind of hold it up. Let's see. Way to prop this up better so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I mean, I have so much crap around here. That's one thing that's killing me is my workspace is make me a bit claustrophobic. There's so much stuff, family, cat toy, RV, you name it, um, stuff to donate, cat toy donate and regular donate. And with me having the health issues, it hasn't happened, the whole cleanup thing. Let's see. That should work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my handy dandy clips that's somewhere in here that my kids probably raided and now I don't have. But I have magnetic clips. You know, it's the little things that make you happy. Yeah, old kitties and brushes, you can kind of, especially I see Miss Brenda here has an old 19-year-old Siamese. They get bony, and it's just because muscle just uh, starts to. Oh, I can't even talk today. Can you tell it's been a while since I've done this? Um, the protein, the way their body takes in the protein, it changes, it shifts. They get muscle wasting. Yeah, saying that with a lisp is not the easiest, but so this is really good. That way you can sit there and pet them. It gets the extra fur off, and you won't be making any sore spots or hitting sore spots that will make them turn around and try to bite you, because I've seen that one before too. But so here we go. The technique that you want to use is you actually want to press the tip straight into the glove and swirl while pushing down. And you can make little, I'd say, pea size dots. They don't have to rise up. They can be flat and they still work well. So I'll kind of do one in the middle here. So I press down hard, kind of forming it and pressing it into the glove, and then wipe it off. Just like that. So the trick to it is really just when you swirl, you're pushing hard. That way it forces some of the glue inside the glove material, because it is fairly porous. It's stretchy, even though it has a slight rubber coating to it. And it is a textured coating, so that way the rubbing it in just helps everything stick. So you just go along the glove, do that technique all the way through. You can do whatever pattern you want. If you want to make it polka dot pattern, but go all the way down the fingers. And on the fingers, this one's kind of lying slightly cockeyed. I'd probably just shift them to where I could get to the, oh, still warm, to where I could get to the middle of them just like that, versus how they're kind of trying to lie slightly angled, if that made sense. Basically, I want to be able to put, you know, a couple rows of dots down each finger. And yeah, so I don't actually have to go through and do I have to show you all? I mean, it's not the most fun thing to watch, but you just swirl, swirl, and release. And any of the strings you clean up after it's cool. That one I got a lot of strings. Not a crazy concept, not hard, but as long as you do that press in, it works well. And of course, your cat just thinks you're sitting there petting them. No big deal. And they're still getting groomed. So for springtime, that is really needed. And that is my nice, easy cat toy-ish to show you, cat item. So to kind of sum up the next video, I had no idea when it's going to be, where it's, like how long it's going to take. I still am going through the medical stuff. My husband, who likes to put out like 2 videos a week, I was like, oh my God, it's been over a month since you posted. And I was like, people know I don't feel good. So, you know, yes, I love my channel, but me not being in pain from doing the videos, to me, is a little more important. Let's see. Just reading through the chats real quick. What about the fingertips? You can do all the way up to the fingertips, but you don't have to do the very edges, you know, like this part right here, because when you pet, you don't usually pet with those fingertips. So it's more of, you want to be able to just kind of run your hand down your cat. So you don't have to worry about the sides of the fingers or the very tip of the finger. And so let me go on to the surgery. I was supposed to have surgery. That took forever to get 3 specialists connected together, and at a different hospital than I usually go to in Midtown Atlanta. So the surgery, for those of you that don't know, my ureter, the tube, the straw that, straw, you can't see it, that drains the kidney into your bladder, mine got blocked. And they were doing lots of different things, like putting stents in, which is basically a straw in between with curly cues on the end to keep it anchored. We did that a couple times. Then I had to get the lovely, lovely procedure of getting a tube put in my back into my kidney so I could wear a bag and have my kidney drain into my lovely bag. That was a fun experience. Um, they don't use an anesthesiologist when they do that. They just have a nurse and the interventional radiologist to put the tube in. And the nurse is supposed to give you Versed. That way you're a bit loopy, you don't know what's going on, and pain meds. Well, I'm allergic to Versed. I can't have it. So I got to get the giant needle into my kidney and a rubber tube put in awake. That was not a fun experience. Quite painful. It ranks up there with the I would rather go through labor again type thing. But that stayed in. It did its job. I had surgery on the 3rd. They went in and they had told me originally the choices were if only 3 centimeters were left, the ureter was actually damaged, they would just snip out the bad part and move my kidney closer so they could reconnect the ureter. And they had a feeling that it, on all the scans, it looked like it was the top of the ureter that was damaged, which has the worst blood flow, so less success rate. So that's why they kind of like had this scale. They also said if it's between 4 to 5 inches, they are going to use a piece of the inside of my mouth, my cheek. I have a lisp, not something I wanted to go through, make my lisp worse. But they were going to use buccal material and make a patch and fix the ureter. And then the last option was if more than half of the ureter was damaged, so I'm assuming over 5 centimeters, then they have to just take the ureter and the kidney. So they get in to do the surgery, and they're using the surgery robots, which one of my former jobs was working in the center where they train doctors for that, which was very cool. So I actually had a lot of trust in them because I know the robots so well. And I woke up. First thing I did was stick my tongue to my cheek. I was like, okay, that doesn't hurt. And that side doesn't hurt either. So I knew they didn't do that procedure. But when I woke up, I was informed they didn't do any other procedures. When they got in there, it turned out that it was just wrapped, he said, over an inch in some areas of scar tissue around the ureter. And then it was zigzagging back and forth, the scar tissue. So it was connecting to my intestines and then to the abdominal wall, and then back to the intestines, and back to the abdominal wall. And he said it was the part of the muscle in the abdomen that controls your leg movement. And I believe him, since now the top 4 to 5 inches of my leg is numb. So I believe it controls that part. I'll take a numb spot to have a working kidney and ureter. So basically, they spent hours peeling off the scar tissue. He did an injection, which is this really cool process using the robots. It's called ICG or Firefly, depending on what you want to call it. Incandescent green is what it means. And it's an injectable that goes into your IV, and then it lights up throughout your body with this special scope that the robot has, like a special setting. And then it shows where there's blood flow. So you can tell if an area is dead or not. And he said the whole thing lit up. There were a couple thin spots in the ureter, but overall the entire thing had blood flow. Didn't feel they needed to do any other procedures, which lets me be capable, should something go wrong in the future, to still have those done without having to just pull the kidney. So basically it was a fourth option that ended up happening. He doesn't think the scar tissue will regrow because part of the scar tissue actually had the clips from my when my appendix ruptured and I clipped off where the appendix was. That was in the scar tissue, oddly. So he doesn't know if maybe something went wrong with the appendix cleanup or what happened. But he has a feeling now that it's been cleaned up, it's not going to come back. But should it decide to, then I still have lots of options. But for now, I have to have a stent in my kidney again, which is the worst part of the entire procedures, the stent. Because when you move, you can feel it rub in your bladder. And then when you pee, it not only burns like lava, but you all of a sudden get punched in the kidney. So it hurts your kidney when you pee, it hurts your bladder, and then moving around, since I'm a fluffier girl, like if I kind of give myself a shift, I can feel where the ureter is, like the stent itself inside shifting. It's a weird feeling. Um, Hi, honey. I see my husband's in the chat. He was playing video games with my daughter. Let's see. What caused the scar tissue? Well, most likely the scar tissue was my appendix ruptured, and I walked around for a month with a ruptured appendix and didn't die. Emergency room sent me home twice. So, yeah, we know my body makes scar tissue easily. Even like I doubt you can really tell the difference from there, but I have a lump right here from when I had sinus surgery, and they fixed the deviated septum at the same time, and there's a suture in here. Over the years, I've had a reaction to the suture, and I have a little bit of an extra lump on my big nose. Big nose, it camouflages, it's fine. But other spots that I've had surgeries before, I've had a lot of suture reactions. So hopefully none of that happens with this, and it just goes away. But for now, I have 3.5 more weeks of this stint. It's driving me nuts. Having to not do anything still is really annoying. And I pay for it. If I decide to pick up something off the floor, then I hurt the rest of the day. Just from one thing. It's great. So that's why I'm still not really doing cat toy videos, because the stuff I want to do and the stuff that's interesting takes some oomph and takes some moving. Yeah. So I have this video of how you can do your lovely gloves, and if you can see, like, these pieces aren't off. Like this one, I can kind of peel it off from the side, but just rubbing, they're not coming off. And of course, anything rubber with that glue, if you peel it from the side, it's going to fall off. But these were like just falling off. So that's why the technique is so different. So this is much better. And let's see, what else do we have here that you all understand? Yeah, my husband doesn't understand not making videos because he's all about it, and you know I'm talking to you, honey. But yeah, I just have to take it easy. There's some fun things that I have planned in the future. Lots of different cat wheels, materials to make cat wheels. I want to do kind of like a catio, not the patio version that hangs on the window, but a little bit different form that attaches to that goes all the way to the ground, out my window. So there's lots of things that I have in my head that I can't do yet. Couch covers that are neat. Couch scratching covers, like scratch pads that protect your couch. So yeah, that's what's going on. You need to make a cat wheel. I concur. Not all cats like it though. My cats are not for cat wheels. They're a bit too lazy for that. Um, and that's why I donated my wheel, the big blue one. And of course, I thought they were going to send me a video of it in action, and I just never heard from them again. I have no clue if they threw away the wheel, if it worked well in their house, how long it worked. No clue. Nothing. So when I do make the next wheels, I'm going to be taking it to one of the open air or like open room shelters with lots of cats that I work with, and see if any of the cats in there are interested, so I can actually see it in action with a cat that might like it. My 17-pound girl just says that's too much work. So, and then of course the dollar store wheel that I had made of nothing but material from the dollar store, it was made for a kitten. It's not adult size. And people, if they would watch the video, would know that it was just an experiment to see if you could even do it. I get so much hate on that video of people going that you're gonna paralyze a cat, you're gonna decapitate them. Like the pole that the wheel sits on is actually 8 inches away from the rest of the wheel. But in the picture, you can't tell that. And it says it in the video. But people aren't actually watching the video. They're just going in and doing hateful comments and making assumptions that aren't true. And I love them. There's nothing like waking up every day to the hate words. But on a different note, let's see. I'm going to check. I'm close to a very important milestone to me for my channel. I am at, let's see if you can see this. I don't know if it reverses it. 3,998 subscribers. I need 2 more subscribers today to hit 4,000. And that's in a year and 8 months I hit that. Which, for a channel who I'd like to say I haven't hit anything big, but I'm still doing well. I mean, I have friends that have channels that they've been out longer than me and they still only have less than 1,000 subscribers. So I think I'm doing well. I'm very, very excited to hit the 4,000 mark. It's kind of a personal goal I've had recently. The first goal was I wanted to hit 3,000 in the first year and a half. And I beat it by like a week, which was awesome. And then this next goal, less than 2 months later, I hit it again. I do have to say I had a little help, even though most of the sub count is my doing. I don't know why I get so personal about that part, but I had sent Wendy Williams a cat scratcher that looked like her purple chair, and she put it on her Instagram. And that exact same day, I was hanging out with the Adventures with Purpose crew, and doing a lot of live stuff with them and moderating for them. So I don't know if it was Wendy Williams or Adventures with Purpose, but the combo of it, I got in 2 days, I think like 400 subscribers, and then it fell off again to my usual. But it was pretty cool to be able to get that many in a day. So yeah, so close, so close, so close. So let me go back to my chat here. Use my phone to go back and see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Oh, Exploring with Neg, my hubby. He's like, oh, I've heard of them. They're awesome. Talking about Adventures with Purpose. You like my husband's voice? He sounds like Kermit, apparently. And by the way, it's full pollen season here in Georgia. And I'm also allergic to cats, so it just snowballs. Anyone else like cream soda? Oh, I'm giving up all fake sugars and sugars on Tuesday. So I am going to finish my cream soda that I had. The point is, it's your product, you did it. Yes, I feel I did it. I do get a little jealous of people that, like, have bigger YouTube friends that they do stuff with them and then all of a sudden they hit like 5,000 in a week. I'm like, I know I did mine myself, my jumps, but I do get a little jealous of the fact that they are doing so well and they didn't have to actually put out a video for that. I'm petty. It's the little things. But I know I worked hard for my channel. I try to come up with the best ideas I can that are safe for pets. And, it is what it is. I really hate that I had to take a break from doing things, but physically it just wasn't worth the pain. With the kidney, the stent, you guys didn't want to see a pee bag coming out my side. Like, I did have I will admit, my last video, I had the pee bag. I think I did a live as my last one. I can't remember what I built at this point. But yeah, I had it hidden. You might see like a little bulge. I had that bad boy hidden. That's why the table's up so high. That way you couldn't see my pee bag hanging from my side. Because that's what every woman dreams of, is a beautiful purse that has your pee in it. And that you have to empty. I do have to say, It's funny emptying the pee bag because I would kind of stand like a guy does to pee. And I would sit there and like flick because when you close the bag back up, you get pee stuck in it. And I'm like flicking. It was an interesting experience. We'll say that. Oh, my shirt is Pride. This is from, I worked the festival with Per Nation Cat Alliance. Great group. They have been doing a lot of good rescues. Like the pets that are about to be euthanized, or the cats that are about to be euthanized, that have been stepped on, need amputations, no eyes, no tails, like just the ones that most rescue groups try to push to the side because they're too expensive to actually treat, or the ones that regular shelters just euthanize off the bat. They go and they rescue those and get them healthy and adopt them back out. But they also do kitten rescues where, it's an entire litter that mama had out in a field, the TNR type stuff. Trap, neuter, release, if you don't know what that is. My phone's not on silent. Can you tell? But Per Nation is a great group if you're ever looking to just donate. Or if you are they're based in Acworth, Kennesaw, like right on the border. But they go all the way through Marietta, Cobb, Cherokee. Um, yeah, definitely if you're in that area, look for them. They rock. One of the girls that helped start it is actually a tech that I worked with at the cat clinic. She knows cats. Um, she taught me a lot of stuff, and I highly, highly recommend Per Nation Cat Alliance. And this was the shirt from the Gay Pride Festival that we did. I taught drunk people how to make cat toys. It also doubled as wrist bracelets. I don't think I have any down here. Let's see. Nope. Um, but you can look back through my videos. It's ones that are marked for easy for kindergarten and up. But yeah, that was an interesting experience trying to teach drunk people how to do cat toys. Yeah, yeah. Let's just say it was easier to teach the pre-K kids that I've done in the past than adults that are intoxicated. It was funny though, quite funny. Um, so I volunteered. Per Nation actually put me, I'm not sure if you can see, on their T-shirt for free advertising from this group, and let me come to their booth and help try to get people to come into the booth and do stuff and donate, and it was a very fun experience. My grandparents lived in Midtown Atlanta, which is where the booth was sitting in Piedmont Park, which is the big park in Atlanta. I could see our condo. I could see the balcony, everything. So it was like a little flashback for me too. And oh, hello, Chris. Yeah, I am doing well since the surgery. I just have this stint in that stops me from being able to move or lean forward, bend, um, go more than 20 minutes without peeing. I already have to pee again. Um, it makes you feel like you have to pee all the time. Because what the stent looks like, and to me, I think it's really, really cool. Let's see. Got a sticky pad here. And a marker. So, I can draw you what a stent looks like. We have a curly Q on this side. Okay, so we'll call this a kidney. And this your bladder. Okay, there we go. So it's a curly Q on one side, and it goes down through your ureter, and a curly Q on the other side. And the curly Qs kind of just keep it in place, and they are facing opposite directions, so they kind of meld right to the body. So one anchors in your kidney, one anchors in your bladder. And every time you move, it rubs. It's fun. And of course, it being in the bladder all the time makes you think you have to pee when you don't. And of course, this giant cream soda makes that happen too. And my phone is shut off. Now I can't see the comments. Because I'm too blind to actually see the ones that are up there. But yeah, so that is everything going on. The stint, I have 3.5 more weeks, middle of April till it comes out. And yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff planned for when it's out, and hopefully it doesn't reblock. Oh my God, if it did. It took, I mean, I've been going through this since the middle of November, not realizing November was actually a year from when I started having migraines, and that was when it first blocked. But I lived with the migraines and getting medication to try to treat it and lots of different stuff for a year, and then we figured out the ureter was blocked. So November, December, January, February, March, April, it'll be 5 months of dealing with it by the time the stent comes out. So, yeah, I got lots of toys that I need to make for donation. I've got just like a pile of mesh and sticks over here to be able to make wand toys. There's just lots to do. And, God, if you, I won't show you how bad it is, but my garage, where I have my little room here, is quite disgusting. It's piled with everything. I mean, there's cat trees, there's baby Yodas, there's a Deadpool staring at me. Like, there's a lot of stuff, and it needs to be organized, but I have no oomph for it yet. Just kind of like the other videos that I want to make. I have no oomph yet, but I have some fun stuff planned. And let's see. Yeah, my goal is, I'm hoping maybe I might come up with something easy to do again, like this glove that I did today. But if not, it'll be a month until the next video comes out. And then I should start going back to my weeklies. I'm looking forward to it. This summer we're going to be traveling with the cats in the RV. So there's going to be how I'm going to, how do I say it? Not kitty proof, but kitty friendly, my RV. They need scratchers, a litter box spot, a hiding spot, because I have a chicken of a cat who my husband only sees a blur. He looks like Flash streaking through the house if my husband comes in. So yeah, I had to have some hidey holes, safe places, cat scratchers, you name it. It has to be attached because you can't just leave things out in an RV or they fall. So yeah, so I'm gonna make videos of that too, because I imagine since there are quite a few people that travel with their RV, like long-term stay people, um, yeah, I know they have to have cats, and maybe they're not thinking about all the things that they could do to make the cat's life a little bit happier in the RV. So that should be a new little branch of things to do. And yeah. Oh, there is one thing for those of you that are paying attention to this. Would you like review? I can't talk. Review videos. Do you want me to get interesting products and kind of review if I think it's safe, like from the veterinary point of view of, does it have something that's going to kill your cat? Is it safe? Is it something that I think the cats would actually play with? Is it, if you're going to spend money on a toy, is it going to be worth it? Um, I kind of think that, not everyone wants to DIY. And for those that don't want to do it, I want to do some reviews that for the people that don't mind spending the money. Or if it's a cheaper item, is it going to fall apart and you still wasted your money even though it's on the least expensive side? Yes, thank you for loving the shirt. I think you can actually buy these from Per Nation still. If not, they have other similar shirts. Per Nation Cat Alliance. After this video, I will try to remember to put their link in the description. So yeah, it seems like people are saying yes, they would like reviews. So that might be an easier one I can do as I'm still healing. I think I might do that. And because I did work in the cat toy industry, I have a lot of friends that I have made that sell cat toys, cat products. So I think I might do reviews of some of the cool things I've seen to start with. Because, I could walk through PetSmart and I could tear apart some of the toys that are there. They're horribly made. They have glue showing. They fall apart at the drop of a hat, and they have pieces that are easy for the cat to swallow. So yeah, I could do something that simple, but I think it would be neat just to kind of share with you the more positive side of it. Of oh, thought I had some of it down here. I'm looking. I have a wall of bookshelves of stuff. I have friends that are cat artists that do paintings, who do jewelry with whiskers. Oh my gosh, that's what I should do. I should order some of that and then kind of show it off on the channel one day. Um, and when I'm doing these reviews, I have another question about them. Would you prefer that they'd be live reviews so you can kind of interact and ask questions about them, or is a pre recorded okay to you? I'd love to know. I want to keep expanding the channel. Yes, cat toys are great, but there's so much cat toy related that I could do besides just DIY. And especially since I do have a lot of connections in the cat world, um, I've gone to CatCon like 3 times now. 19,000 people go through there, and there's so many booths, and a lot of my cat friends, we always end up getting stuck near each other because we can't afford the big expensive booths that the like Hills and Purina can afford. So we all kind of get stuck next to each other in a room that the air conditioning goes out in August. Uh, in Pasadena, that was great. No air conditioning, which made oh goodness, the guy from Home Alone, he was a kid. I can't, Macaulay Culkin. He came in that room. There was no air conditioning. He made one pass through, bought out basically everything on a friend's table. Not So Kitty, by the way, is the name. She does photo props and bow ties and things like that for cats. She's based out of Salem, and she does the Witchy City Kitty festival, which is about witches and cats. But he bought everything on her table, made a loop, saw the adoption cats, and then left. Never came down my aisle because it was so hot in the building, and I was dying because the company that I designed cat toys for, I was very proud of my toys. And I never got to see him. Macaulay Culkin was that close. He was on the row behind me. But because there was no air conditioning, he left. My luck. But through these events, I have gotten to meet Jackson Galaxy, and by the way, Jackson Galaxy liked my products that I designed. And of course, he got free samples of them, so I'd like to think he liked them. So let's see. Live would be preferred. Pre-recorded is fine too. Yeah, because I like the lives. I can talk. That's I was a very shy kid, and I never talked to anyone. I'd hide behind my grandfather's coat jacket, that type of thing. And apparently my body is made up for it. Now I can't stop talking. I can talk to a wall or an iPad with no one else talking back to me. And I can just keep rambling. So I like doing the lives because I don't usually run out of things to talk about. I really could tell you about all the different things going on in my head. I mean, the other night I'm trying to lay in bed and go to sleep. My husband's snoring a lot. And in between me waking him up to tell him to roll over, which he didn't roll over the first time. I know you're watching this. But I came up with a something I needed for my couch that can work as a drink holder, or it can be a cat scratcher. And I already had a cat scratching protector that I'd made for my couch, but now that we rearranged our living room, it's on the opposite side where the cat's not really scratching. So I need something for the other side. So like I came up with the 2 different scratcher ideas to be able to protect my couch. And I'm just laying there in bed thinking of all these different things that I can make. But my body can't keep up with me yet. And I really, really want to make them. You have to pee quite often. Oh, you have a stint too. Oh my God. 2 more weeks of that stint. I know you have the countdown going. I'm assuming that yours are from kidney stones, because that's the typical reason for the stints, to try to help the ureter stay open as the stones are working through. Um, yeah, you ask if the AZO material or pill, if my doctors told me about it. Yes, they even gave me the prescription strength, and it wasn't doing a whole lot because I've had a stint in all but I think 3 weeks since November. So my everything's just done. Um, Most stints they don't keep in for more than 6 weeks because it irritates so much. And I had one for 3 weeks and another one for 4 weeks, and then the tube in the kidney. And then the stent was pulled out, and then I went like 2 weeks at that point. That was a 2 week span without the stent, and then I have a stent again. So since November, only having 3 weeks without a stent, my body's just done. Right now they have me on. Oh, I don't remember the name of it. It's for prostate issues in men, but apparently it can help with women with irritation of the whole system. I'm like, I'm on a prostate medication now. And I'm only on like, I think last night was the third night of taking it, second night. But it's working better than some of the other medications like the Merbectric, I think it is what it is. You see the commercials for it all the time, where the lady's being like drugged by her bladder to different bathrooms, like in the middle of nowhere on a Sahari trip. There's a bathroom, because they'd be peeing in the woods or in the field. There's not just a porta potty sitting there. But so yeah, I've been trying the different medications. Nothing has really helped. Um, but this new medication is at least lessening the irritation. That Mirbetric did nothing. Um, so yeah, they warned me that it could be a little uncomfortable. They didn't make you realize that like just going from reclining against the couch and sitting up, you can feel your it rub against your bladder, and then all of a sudden you're in pain. Like it's that little of motion. Um, the fact that I talk a lot with my hands, that doesn't help either because that shifts you around and moves you. And yeah, I'm done. I'm ready for it to be out. I have a life that I had on hold for, 4.5 months now. I am ready to do the little things that I wanted to do before. Having to rely on my husband for helping with everything around the house. I appreciate him, but when he has a full-time YouTube channel and we have our own business, if you're in the Atlanta area and you have a bent or scratch rimmed, Georgia, God, our website is Atlanta Wheel Repair, but Georgia Rim Repair is our company. So he is maintaining 2 full-time jobs and has been helping me out. Um, so yeah, things are a little untidy around the house. 2 kids and a husband and having to stare at it, not most fun. Um, so yes, it looks like I will be starting to do reviews. I'm encouraged by you guys. I've had the thought because I do get to see so many cool things, and when they start these cat cons up again and stuff like that, I now do have enough subscribers that, like the big pet event of the year for wholesalers is the big pet expo in Orlando. And I'd been to it, of course, with the cat toy company. But now, as of 4,000 subscribers, I qualify to be in as media or an influencer. Because I look like an influence, don't I? Or influencer. Yeah. I don't have my boobs hanging out like most people think of influencers. But so I can go to these things and walk around and show you what it looks like because it's football fields, multiple of nothing but cat toys and pet toys. And they have a new section that's just getting launched of brand new, or not just getting launched, but of the products that are being launched that year. So it's really neat. There are certain stars that show up. Like I met Shorty. Oh God, what is his TV show? He does the Pitbull Rescue. Little person. I met him. I got to meet Big Boy. Big Boy from Outcast. I, I'm an Atlanta native. Oh, my alarm went off. But I am an Atlanta native. Back when Outkast really wasn't known, like they used to do free concerts in our Centennial Park, and I've seen them 3 times in concert. So, Big Boy launching his shampoo line, I got to go meet him and have a little fan moment, and I'm sure he was going, "Oh my God, this white girl is nuts." Like, I stood there for about an hour, just waiting to be able to get a chance to say hello to him, um, just because I'm a big Outkast fan, and after seeing him in concert and now that he's in the pet world, I think it's great. Kathy Ireland, I've met her like 3 times now at these pet events because she does a Women of Influence campaign she's part of. Um, so yeah, Jackson Galaxy's been there. Um, the oh gosh, why can't I think of her name? The lady that writes the books with Jackson Galaxy. She has the online magazine House Panther, um, and she has such a neat eye for like aesthetically pleasing cat stuff. Um, so why can I not think of her name? She even used to rock the Betty Page haircut with the bangs. She's so cute. But yeah, she writes the books with Jackson Galaxy. But has her own. It's the #1 online cat magazine. Is Hoss Panther, and you know it's neat getting to meet these people. And I think as I do this, I'd like to be able to interview them so you can learn more about them because a lot of these people are kind of behind the scenes. You might have seen their products, but you don't know it's them that came up with it. Um, so there's definitely some room to grow. Yeah, as soon as they start doing these events again, I'm not going to go to the actually, I think it's this weekend is the Orlando event for the year, the big global pet expo. Um, I haven't even seen if it was online only this year or if they were doing the in person. Um, because I've been doing the bladder stuff. I knew there was no way I could walk miles in a day. It was hard on my body when I wasn't sick. Um, I think in one day I walked over 10 miles just on the floor there. Like, there's a lot of stuff to see. So, yes, I think I'm going to sum it up and say I'm going to be coming out with some different things that aren't directly DIYs, but just neat items that I come across, and let you know where you can buy them if it is something that you like. I really want to start with the whisker jewelry. I think I'll look into that today. You can send off your cat's whiskers, or you can have a pre-made one. That's a donated whisker. Um, and get rings, earrings, necklaces with your cat's hair in it, and she can even match it to your cat's eyes, which is really, really neat. But I will. I just had an idea. Maybe I can do live, but interview them on a live so you all could ask them questions too. Do kind of like the split screen, and she can show off her jewelry. Yeah. I mean, that is what we're all getting used to is these split screens and everyone interviewing from across the country. So, whew, more ideas just come to me. But I want to say, of course, make sure to go make your cat some toys. And don't forget, kitty cat enrichment is very important. It helps with bladder issues, behavioral issues. I know about bladder issues. But yeah, it can solve a whole lot of things. Just a little bit of playtime for your cat and interacting with them. And don't always think that they only want to play by themselves. They want your interaction too. So thank you so much for joining me. I have rambled on for quite some time. Let's see, like 50 minutes almost. And yeah, let me know if there's any types of videos that you're looking for, if you do not like the lives or if you like the lives. Whatever your cup of tea is, I'd like to know because everyone has a different opinion, and you know, I want to try to respect the different opinions and kind of see what there's the most of. So thank you so much for joining me today, and go make your cat some toys.